It's Rambling Hour with Lisa, season 15, episode 5. Welcome. How are you guys today? I'm back at home. Last week we were in Scotland. Guess I'm not totally centered, but that's okay. Drinking some pop. Oh, that's fresh. That was a cold bottle that I just opened. So my hoodie today is an ode to Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, where I was born and raised, because that is where we're going to be going in less than a week. So really exciting. Next Sunday I will be coming to you live from Canada. Right now I'm in the front garden. Behind me is where the swimming pool was, but it's now gone, and there's a table there with these chairs like that I'm sitting in. There's 3 more there, and I just made an area to sit in. This plant that you can see here there's 3 of them, and they're in Belfast sinks, but I actually have to take them out of there because I think they're getting too big and I don't want them to crack the sinks. So, but this is midwinter fire. I think I've told you guys about this before. It's a dogwood midwinter fire, so the color changes from like lighter to like yellow, orange, and red. And so in the winter, when you just see the stems, the color is more apparent on new wood, so you should cut them back every year. Most dogwoods, if you want the really red stems or the really green or yellow stems to be apparent in the winter, then you cut them down like late winter, early spring. Cut them down so that the new growth is what will give you the winter that winter look. These ones are getting bigger now, so I'm going to cut them right back at the end of winter, early spring next year. I'll cut them back and I'll get some nice growth. So this winter will still look nice, but not as nice as the winter after that. So, but they still look nice like this. They have great autumn color, and then like I said, in the winter they look great. And then underneath, I don't know if you can see, but underneath I've planted like black plants. It's like a black grass. And what else did I, like a bungleweed, which is like dark leaves, so that in the winter, because those are evergreen here, in the winter it'll look like the scorched earth with the fire. So I will put in the comments a photo of the inspiration that I found. That is the reason that I wanted some of these. The trip to Scotland was good. I really enjoyed myself. We stayed at a 5-star hotel, which is probably my first time ever staying at somewhere that posh. It was very nice, very, it was a treat for us from Steve's parents for their 75th and 80th birthday. They wanted to get the family together, and that was as much as a family we could get together for the adults anyways. And it was just a really, really nice weekend. Besides the fact that why we were in Scotland was for a memorial of, so Steve's stepdad, Chris, his best friend, Nigel's first wife passed away less than a year ago, and this was her memorial weekend when we were in Scotland. So it was a celebration of life. She would have liked the party that was had. It was like a wake, I guess, or a memorial, like a party. So like more of a celebration of life, like party, than, you know, there was no funeral or anything like that. But it was nice. We had fun. It was nice to be with family and friends, and I enjoyed myself. Me and my stepdaughter Amy and her husband James did a cold dip. Well, I say cold because the water was cold, but it is July. But we went and had a quick dip early morning on the day. Was it the day we were leaving? Yeah, I think it was the day that we were leaving. Yeah, it was. So we had to do it early so that we had time to be ready for breakfast and still be ready for checkout. But we dipped ourselves in Loch Lomond. If you say lake, the Scottish will correct you that it's a loch. So what have you guys been up to this last week? I've been trying to be in the garden and getting things ready just so that they're easy to take care of for my friend who is going to be watering my plants while I'm gone, and just getting the house in order. I feel like things are on track. This has been a busy week this past week. Obviously I have painting classes once a week, but also Erica turned 16. That's our youngest, our baby. She turned 16. Sorry, you can hear the pigeons and doves cooing as they roost. And the sun is, well, it's behind the house, but it hasn't gone totally down yet, but it is going down. So it's evening here. what was I saying? Oh, Erica turned 16, and the day after that she had her prom, which I haven't added photos yet. I told her I wouldn't add any photos until she saw them. So I did send her a couple, like as soon after I took them, while she was, her dad washed his car and wanted to drive them to prom in his car so that they got out of a nice car. And so I took pictures, and while he was driving them, I sent a couple of the pictures that we had taken of her and her friend Oliver, who was her date. And yes, I think she says they had a really good time and everything was great for that. Then Saturday, which was yesterday, what Erica wanted to, I was so confused because I might have told you guys this or not, but Erica said, like, for her birthday, she wanted to go to the ice cream farm. So I assumed it was this place called Snugbury Farm, where they have really good homemade, like, ice cream from there, right? It's made with their dairy or their milk. So that's why I was like, okay, if she just wants ice cream for her birthday, that's fine, we can go there. But there is a place called the Ice Cream Farm, and it is more than just ice cream. Although they do have that, but they have like interactive, like attractions and activities and things like that. It is more aimed at like younger kids, but they still have like an arcade and things for people of all ages. So that's what she wanted to do. So her, Oliver, Tyla, and then Aurora went yesterday. I went in to get an ice cream. I had a double scoop, one scoop pistachio and the other scoop, my favorite, rum and raisin. And then I went and chilled in the car and had a little nap and stuff while they just hung out and did their thing. So it was a good day, but again, busy, just trying to get things. I still haven't brought the suitcases out of the loft, but I'm on track getting things done and such. I do want to start we have to get our passports renewed when we're in Canada, so I wanted to start the applications here so that as soon as we get there, we can get those applications in, giving us the time to get the passports back before we come here. So that is something that I haven't done yet, but yeah, I'm on track. I have my lists of things to do and it should all be good. Today is July 7th. It is, not only is it summertime, not only is it July, we're already a week into July. Time is just, I don't know if it's just me, if it's being an adult or what, but time just like speeds by. Where is everybody? So I told my mom I didn't want to take advantage of her house and just invite people around willy-nilly like it's my house. She says she didn't mind. So for my Edmonton people, or people in and around Edmonton, while I'm in Edmonton, I will be using my mom's house as our like central point, and so I will be I'll let you guys know when we'll be there and when to come and visit me there. I think, like me and Steve talked about it, when we get to Edmonton, if we rent a car right away, because there's no point in renting a car if we're just at my mom's house and, you know, just staying around there. But I think we're going to rent a car first from the airport to get to my mom's, but also then we're going to do our traveling and things that we want to do right away. So we have the car rental. See, even if we had my mom's car, it only seats 5. And although there's me, Steve, and 3 girls, that is 5. But I want to take my mom wherever we go as well. So, so we need a vehicle that seats 6. So, I think when we get to my mom's, we're going to, like the places that I want to go. Hi, Mom. Mom says, hi, Lisa. The places that we want to go is like St. Paul and Bonnyville, where my parents were born and raised. I want to show Steve those. And in St. Paul, Alberta, there's the UFO landing pad. I can't remember if I told you guys this or not already. So we want to go there. I want to take Steve and the family to Drumheller, which I've never been, and the girls have never been. And obviously Steve's never been. It's Drumheller, Alberta is in the southern part of Alberta, and it's like the Badlands. It's very like deserty like, and it has these really cool rock formations and everything. And like, even though dinosaurs roamed everywhere, there was a large like amount of dinosaurs there. So Drumheller, and then we want to go up to Grand Prairie for, as you guys know, Auntie Diane and Uncle Arthur, and who are just some of our relatives up in Grand Prairie. That Auntie Diane comes on the lives a lot and says hi and interacts, and so we want to go up there as well so we can get all the relatives in up there. So those are our traveling places. Besides that, we'll be in and around Edmonton. Oh, and then well, Saskatchewan, because we're going camping in Saskatchewan, and then I'd like to make a detour, even if it's just for a day or an afternoon, excuse me, a few hours away, just to see the people in Saskatchewan as well. Yeah, so I need to plan these things. I probably am not going to make the actual plans until we get to my mom's, which is bad. But if it's meant to be for me to see you guys, then we'll make it happen. So I need to send personal messages to specific people who I definitely want to see, and they might not even realize that we're coming to Canada and when and if, where we'll be. Because how can they know if I don't even know where we'll be at what time yet? And then the mud run that we're doing in August too, so that's exciting and cool. I was lazy and made chicken breast in the pressure cooker, like the Ninja air fryer, but it has like 9 different settings, so I use it as a pressure cooker. Made chicken breast, and then I made some minced beef on the cooker and added some taco seasoning to half of it, and so we just had wraps, like tacos, wraps, whatever, for dinner. We had Chinese food for Erica's birthday. I don't know what else to tell you guys about. I'm just like I said before, I want a scrapbook, but I gotta focus on getting ready for Canada. I am getting gardening time because I'm trying to just be on top of things and get things organized and easier for maintenance while we're gone. I am getting the house tidy and organized. I have the summer clothes down, so I need to go through, for me and Steve, what we want to pack as well. And then I just need to make sure that we have, so I'm not too worried about clothes and stuff. Like most of the things that I don't want to buy a bunch of stuff in Canada, but I'm just saying if we forgot something, we could get things in Canada. But I want to make sure we have like the cords to, like adapters for the wall plugs, but also adapters for our laptops so that they work there, and those extra things that I just need to make sure I have down with the suitcases, like the neck pillows. Although the neck pillows and all that travel stuff I keep in one of the suitcases, so it's easy enough when I bring that suitcase down that all that stuff is together there. So it's those things. I have my list of things that we need to bring to Canada, so I just need to check it off and make sure we actually pack those things. And then things to do in Canada, and then things to do when we get back from Canada, but also making sure that, you know, if it's things that we're getting from Canada to bring back here. But like Aurora wants some new shorts, or needs some new shorts or whatever. And when we went shopping before, we didn't buy any, so that is something that I need to try and fit in this week, or else we'll do it when we get to Canada to get her some shorts. But we'll see if I have time to do that. But overall, things are coming together, and I'm excited for the trip to Canada. So we're there for just under 6 weeks. So the next however many lives are going to be from there, hoping that I can squeeze them in. I mean, it's only an hour of my week, so there's no reason I can't. But it's sometimes things just line up where, you know, like last week when I was in Scotland, and it just happened that with everything else going on in the day, it was finally when we went for dinner at the time that I was doing my live. And even then I was like late doing my live, and you know, if you saw it, it wasn't an hour long, but I still said hi from Scotland. Although I don't know that you would have really been able to tell it was Scotland just from and plus we went to an Italian restaurant for dinner. The food was nice. It was all right. Like I was expecting like really authentic Italian, but it was more like your basic Italian, or what they would call Italian. So, I mean, I had pasta and sauce, but like they only had 3 types of pasta to choose from, and it's the 3 types that you can buy mostly in the stores here. Spaghetti, penne, and then the tagliatelle, is it? Like the spirals. It was like, yay, thanks. But mine tasted good. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't something that I couldn't have made at home. Anyways, but the best, like what we had, some like the food at the hotel and everything else we had was lovely. What else do you guys want to talk about? I'm enjoying painting classes. I'm learning new things and doing things that I wouldn't. I tried to like, the thing is, you're just learning in class, right? So you can mess up on your paintings, and if you don't like them, you put them away, throw them in the bin, whatever, but you're just practicing. So I've tried to allow myself to be a lot more free in my art classes and just go with the flow and do whatever and just let it be. Whereas if I was at home doing my art, or in the past, I would like spend hours and hours being focused on one art piece until I thought it was perfect. And that is not what I do in these classes. We have 2 hours, and I'm trying to get the whatever we're doing done in 2 hours, whereas in the past I would never have gotten an art project done in 2 hours. But I actually, like, even my hairs that I did this last week, I did 2, and I thought they'd be whatever they were going to be, you know, just practicing the techniques and learning what we were doing that week, working with charcoal first and then brusho on top. And I actually, every time I look at them, I like them more and more. And I did 2 of them within the 2 hours. And yeah, I'm just really impressed. So I'm enjoying art classes. Sad that I'm going to miss a few while I'm in Canada, but my art teacher is taking all of August off. So that makes me feel a bit better that I'm not missing any in August. What can I tell you about? I'm just really excited for Canada. My head, I told you guys not last week, but the week before, how like right now I'm a bit calm because I'm just a bit tired and a bit flushed. I think because I ate tomatoes on my soft taco or wrap or whatever you want to call it. So I'm a bit mellow right now, but yeah, just focus on getting everything ready and done for Canada. Like there was, like I told you guys before, Erica's prom and Ali's financing were the things that were like stressing me out the most. And those Erica's prom is done now, and Ali's university financing stuff is out of my hands right now. We're just waiting for the what do you call it, response for the application. However, I do need to get together a few things that I know that they're going to ask for, because they asked for them last year after we applied, that we'll have to post in. So I want to get those ready to post before we go so that they can be posted. Oh, just a blackbird running by. So this blackbird, probably this one right here, he is, I know it's a he because he's black with an orange beak. He has become my friend in the last few weeks. He comes very close, and I think he's realizing that, well, if I'm messing around in the garden and I move stuff, there's the bugs and worms and everything else that he wants. But not only that, he's realizing that I'm not going to bug him. So I try to, where he's coming to do something, I'll go around and, you know, like totally avoid, so he sees that I'm not a threat to him. And so because of this, he is coming closer and closer and spending more time with me. And like something like this right now, I'm not doing anything, so I can't help him get any food or anything. But so today, I know the picture was supposed to be for yesterday. My photo of the day was water. But it was actually today that I came out and took a picture of the wildlife pond in the front garden for last night's picture of water. And right when I went to take pictures of the wildlife pond, here comes Mr. Blackbird sitting on a statue in the pond, like, hey, what's up? Are we working in the garden today? And so I think that's the same thing, like right now, just sitting here. He just came around like, hey, you're here. Any moving any plants around or getting me some snacks? But yeah, I don't have a name for him. I could call him Mr. Blackbird. I don't know. I've told you guys before, they're territorial, so he will be the main one around here. Everything's looking lovely in the garden. I'm really happy with how established things are looking, and because of that, it has been well, not as much less, I guess less work, because I don't get out in the garden as much as I have in the past, and things are taking care of themselves. But at the same time, there's still a lot of things that could be done that I should have probably had more time out in the garden. But with the weather, I guess it's supposed to be in the 20s next week here while we're in Canada, but in Canada it'll be in the 30s. I don't remember what I was going to say. Oh, the weather just is so mild and chilly that's why I knew even today that I could put on a hoodie, whether it was indoors or outdoors, that I could do a hoodie as what I was wearing tonight, because it is just, it's, yeah, what is it, like, it was a high of 17 today, and it's supposed to be a low of 7 or 8 overnight. But the thing, like I've told you guys before, is that even when it's in the 20s here, when the sun is shining on you, it feels amazing and can even feel hot. As soon as the sun goes behind clouds, it's just chill. So you're getting the heat from the sun, but the air isn't warm. Do you know what I mean? So, I was just working on some scrapbook pages. I mean, I have got other things done today, but Mom says not here. It's a high of 27 today. Yeah, so like I start my live at 8, going till 9, and for you guys in Canada in the Mountain Standard Time, that is 1 in the afternoon till 2. So I don't know why Tom's pulling my car onto the drive right now, but I actually need it on the drive because I have a cabinet that I need to put in the car to take to Samantha's house tomorrow. So I was going to get him to help me with that, but he didn't back in. I mean, we could still do it this way, but maybe he's unloading something. Lucky, I'm happy that he's home before it's gotten dark. So right when I'm done this, we can load that in so that it's ready to go, because I can't unload it. I mean, I can't load it in there myself. Well, yeah, I probably could, but I don't want it. It'll be easier with somebody else. So, and then I'll bring that to her tomorrow and pick up Erica, because Erica's sleeping over there. And so starts my week. And as I told my mom, it is a long journey to Canada. I feel bad for Steve because he has to do the driving to get to the airport, but we have to leave the night before our flight, and it's a 4-hour drive to get to the airport. Then you have to be there like 3 or 4 hours before an international flight, and then our flight is like 7 hours or whatever to Toronto, and then there's like a 3-hour layover there, and then another like 3 or 4 hour flight to Edmonton, and then getting from the airport in Edmonton to my mom's, which isn't that long, but it'll take, say, an hour if we went through the city, maybe less if we go around the city. But it is basically 23 hours of travel. Tom, when I'm done my live, can you help me put that cabinet into my car so I can bring it to Samantha tomorrow? Thanks. Well, I don't know what else to tell you about. All my brain is thinking about is, oh, I see, he's unloading furniture. He's got, looks like well, it could be a side table for a bed, or, yep, he has another one. So those look like 2 bedside tables, dark wood, which I like dark wood, but Steve doesn't. So Tom, it's okay if you make noise. It's fine. Nobody's even watching really today, except my mommy. And I don't know what to talk about anyways. Like I said, my brain is just focused on my to-do lists and stuff, getting ready for Canada. I feel like I'm on track, but that's the problem, is that I can't allow anything to get me off track, or it'll throw my timing off. And yeah, I just don't want to fall behind on anything. So actually tomorrow, I know I keep saying I'm going to get the suitcases down, but literally I am going to get the suitcases down tomorrow, but actually I'm actually going to pack our suitcases tomorrow as well, because if I start packing our suitcases tomorrow, then that gives me those other days to make sure I have the things that we need and make sure that everything fits. So yeah, I want to like actually start putting stuff in the suitcases tomorrow. That is my plan. Mom says, say hi to TJ. I will say hi to him when he comes back, because the front door is open right now, so. What was nice on the weekend too when we were in Scotland is that, because Amy and James were with us as well, is that every day that we woke up, we got to see our grandson Jackson as well, so that was really nice. And Tom, Grandma McDermott says hi. Hi. He says hi, Mom. Yeah, so got to spend lots of time with Jackson, and then also on Friday me and Steve babysat Jackson, so that was even more time with him. And we'll miss him while we're gone, and it'll be interesting because my nephew, who's going to be 10, and my niece, who is 6 in Canada, we have mostly seen them on video chats over the years. And now we're going to be in Canada for the summer, and we'll be, the only way that we'll be able to see Jackson in those weeks is through like video chat. So yes, the noisy jackdaws have come around for a crow with each other, I guess we could call it. I did have one taco for supper. I'll probably have another one. I want to finish the scrapbook page that I'm doing. I'm definitely not going to be able to finish all the Greenwich Oracle deck pages that I want to do. I'm not going to be able to finish that before we go, but I have to accept that and just let it be. I know that I am not going to mind the weather being in the high 20s and 30s. I mean, it'll still be hot, but I won't mind that as much as Steve will. He doesn't like it that hot. And the kids, the girls who are like vampires or goblins or something, they don't like to leave the rooms, not even on sunny days. Sometimes Aurora likes to tan. Like, she'll go out for a moment and tan, but she is like that. Like, she'll, in a couple hours outside one day, she'll be dark. But for the most part, and Erica doesn't let she'll do things outside, but she doesn't specifically go outside. She just does whatever. Whereas Allison and Aurora are more like cave dwellers. So, but maybe that's just being a teenager, a young adult. I did do my roots last Friday, early morning before we went to Scotland. But you know how the hair grows. I haven't been reading in the last few weeks, but like, I think on the plane anyways, if I don't watch movies or sleep, like I keep thinking like, okay, writing in my journal, and I try to do it daily, but writing in my journal or reading and those things I'll be able to do during the travel time and everything else. So those are things that I don't need to feel bad if I'm not doing right now, because they're sitting down and reading is not going to help me in preparing for our trip to Canada. So I just need to do things that are productive and moving us forward to the plans of getting to Canada. I wish that we could be like, I wish I could see my friends in BC. I wish I could see my friends in Ontario. Like I said, Saskatchewan, like there's people everywhere. There's even people in the States that I wish I could see, but we can't be everywhere. So I think next year we'll plan a trip specifically to Ontario, even if the kids don't go, but it's just me and Steve to see all of our friends in Ontario. I feel bad that we're stopping in Toronto, but we don't have time to see people there. But I do want to see those people. I haven't seen them since my last retreat, which was when me and Steve started dating in 2014. So it's been a long time for my Ontario people too. So it's been 5 years since I've been back to Alberta, and it's been 10 years since I've been to Ontario, like for visiting my friends. It's crazy. But I was saying that, like, so we've been in England for almost 10 years. October will be 10 years. And we haven't been back to Alberta. I haven't seen my mom in 5 years, and my siblings. But it does not feel like half the time that I've lived here, I haven't seen my mom. Again, I say it all the time, but I'll say it again. I'm so grateful for technology, not only for something as silly as me doing this, but for video chatting and getting to keep up with my mom and my nieces, nephews, and siblings, and everybody else, right? I cannot tell you how grateful I am for the technology that we have. And we have to remember that everything we have can be taken away in an instant, whether in personal circumstances or even world circumstances. So do not take for granted what we have while we have it. So is this going to be like a rambling half an hour? I think like we are at the half an hour, but if you can think, not last week, that was Scotland. The week before, I was on a roll. I had things to talk about. I knew what I wanted to talk about. I thought about having some subjects today, but nothing came to mind. So I've just updated you guys on the normal stuff. I'm definitely not in shape and not focused on working out like I thought I would be before we went to Canada. And I'm okay with that because I'm not going to Canada. Oh, I mean, I'd like to look good in photos, but I'm more interested in seeing my loved ones, friends and family, and making good memories. So even when I come back from Canada, I can focus on my health and fitness. But what I'm more, what I want to do is make memories in Canada. And I definitely am going to do some eating in Canada, both my mom's food and restaurants and places that I can't eat at when I'm here. I've told you guys before that one of the biggest things besides friends and family that I miss is the food. I can talk to my friends and family on technology and everything, but the food that I can't eat, the food that's there that I can't get here, I dream about it. And like I can't fill that void in any way. I can try and mimic the foods, but it doesn't always work. So yeah, I might come back from Canada 3 times the size I am now, and I will not regret one bite of anything I eat in Canada because I'm looking so forward to having the things that I can't get here. Some things can be posted, but other things are perishable and can't go through the post. Like they just it wouldn't work. So I also need to go grocery shopping this week. Not so much, well, I mean, yes, a few, like things for Tom because he's at home here and stuff like, so things for the house, but also if there's anything that I want to bring to Canada for friends and family that I think that they'll like. So I need to just make sure I have some treats and things to bring to Canada. Definitely chocolate bars, because the British chocolate is way better than American chocolate. So yeah, I'll bring those, even though I can't eat them. I mean, I can get them here, but I can't eat a lot of it because of soy in chocolate, but I'll bring it there and everybody there will enjoy some chocolate. And it's easy enough to buy, cheap enough to buy, and easy enough to haul in the suitcases. I don't plan on packing our suitcases too full of stuff unless it's stuff that I'm leaving in Canada, because I need the room in the suitcases to bring stuff back, including all my Tupperware that I've bought from Auntie Diane. That's been sitting there at my mom's waiting for a few years now for me to get it. I was gonna bring like as any of the Tupperware would have came over here with anyone who's traveling over here or us when we went back there, but nobody's really come here in the last few years either. Unfortunately, my auntie is coming over here at almost pretty much the same time that we're going to be in Canada. There is a little bit of like not overlap, like where I think before, when we get to Canada, before she leaves, I'll be able to see her briefly. And then if we don't see her, then possibly when we get back, I think when we get back from Canada, she's here just for a little bit longer as well. So hopefully then she can come and see our place and everything. But yeah, out of all the summers, it just happens that way, that when she's coming over here, we're gonna be, because her partner is from here as well, which is kind of neat. But he's an Englishman living in Canada, whereas my husband, or I'm a Canadian living in England. So, well, guys, as much as I love you and we know that I can ramble, there's no point in rambling about things that are boring. I'd rather just have a quick update and whatever so that you guys know what's going on than sit here and think of things to talk about but they not be interesting. Hence, just rambling. When we went to Canada 5 years ago, I think my houseplants were all outside. So the person who watered, my friend Bernie, who watered all my plants, I didn't have it to get anybody to do my houseplants because I'm pretty sure I had migrated them all outside for the summer. This year, even if we weren't going away, it is such a process. Yes, there is plants that will like summer outside, but in order to acclimatize your plants for outside, you have to like slowly move them into the temperature and then out and in and out. So 5 to 8 days of doing that, and then leaving them outside all summer is great, but then when you bring them back in, you got to do the same 5 to 8 days of acclimatizing them to the lower light, and back outside, back in, back out, and then you got to make sure they don't have any bugs and, you know, travelers coming in with them. And I haven't, although some of them seem to thrive outdoors during the summer, they don't always seem to be happy when they move back in. So, and the last while I've been trying to just leave them outside or I mean leave them inside in the place that they are in, and obviously they'll be getting more light inside than they do in the winter anyways, and they seem to be happy in there. So my friend who's doing my plants this year is going to be also doing the house plants too. Luckily she knows about house plants. So, and then if she has any concerns or questions, she can just message me or video chat me or whatever. So, but there's these like little things like on the window ledge in the kitchen, there's like little cuttings and stuff that are, there's, yeah, all these willy-nilly little tiny things that it's like, well, I should pot those up so that she doesn't have to worry about checking on them every couple days to see if they need water and whatever. But I mean, I'm gonna lose some plants. That's just a given, not her fault. It's just gonna happen. It's a big garden. It's a lot to take care of, and I'm just happy that somebody's willing to take on the challenge. We'll see how well it does, but I won't be offended if I lose some plants, because I know that she is gonna try to do her best. So anyways, I guess I will go in, finish that scrapbook page, eat another taco, and then maybe go to bed and read or something, but get to sleep at a decent time so I can get up and get these last few days done with everything getting ready for Canada. I'm very excited. I hope you guys are too. And I wish I could tell you more about what dates I'm going to be exactly where, but I don't know. And I will let people know when I know. But as I said, next week I will be live from Canada. So I know this is only 36-minute ramble, but it's better than nothing. And I will see you from Canada next Sunday. And I may even have a guest. I have no idea what is going to happen. I might even be as low energy as this, like, because of what's that called, jet lag and stuff. So anyways, Mom says, okay, love you too, Mom. We will see you. I'll probably talk to you before we get there, but we will see you soon in real life. So all right, and everybody else watching, whether you're watching live right now or you're watching at a later time, have a great week, and we'll see you next Sunday live from Canada. All right, love you guys. Bye.